Out for qualifying now, car number 34 from Lincoln, Nebraska, the Gary Dunkel G&G Oil Company, Ultra Shield Beast Campbell Mopar. This is the gentleman who finished second in the 1976 Knoxville Nationals to N11. This is Gary Dunkel.
Pat Dunkel comes by first lap of 23.838, and we're going to do our best to get these two-lap averages as quickly as possible because it's not just the grid being set by who lays down the fastest lap out of their two attempts. It will be a two-lap average. So, Dunkel, your first car out here, first time by 23.838. Of course, if you can improve on lap number 2, well, that don't hurt the average. Second lap, quicker, 23.343 for Gary Dunkel. 23.591. Richie Murray is going to quickly become the third member of our broadcast team up here. You're going to hear his voice letting us know the averages.
Yeah, Gary Dunkel raced in the early 70s at Eagle and Midwest Speedways in his native state of Nebraska. 4 career victories at the Knoxville Raceway between 1974 and 1976. And I saw him race in the late 80s. He was a teammate on a team with a gentleman named Louis McAlpine, who had taken over a racetrack in Yates Center, Kansas, named it Badlands Raceway. But Gary Dunkel, second to Eddie Levitt, 1976. Eddie, a member of the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame, won the Joe James Pat O'Connor Memorial for USAC competition down at Charleston Speedway. That's that 11 or 34 right there pulling in. Looks like Tony Main's going to be the next to come out, if I can look down far enough and get that right. Glenn Main, the entrant. Big Stuff Paint and Body Works. G&G Racing Fuels, the sponsor, as well as Tom Cherry Muffler. Tony's got a Beast chassis, and the Chevrolet is known as a Main Chevrolet. Has raced in the Auto Value Sprint Car Series, 10th in overall non-wing points in 2019. Purdue University graduate. His grandfather ran stock cars in the 1950s. Tony Main started in quarter midgets at the age of 9. So here comes Tony Main.
Main, your second driver out here in Fatheads Iowa qualifying for the championship sprint cars. He'll work his way down the back straightaway. Lap number 1, we'll see what it does here.
2005, he raced a Focus for owner Lou Morgan, who won a regional Midget championship with racer John Wolf in the state of Indiana.
Dunkel comes by as your first driver, and it's Tony Main out now, 21.848. So that's good enough. Dunkel's best lap was a 23.343. His total effort was a 47.181.
He's got a little wiggle in his walk there, Tony.
Main comes across the line, second lap, improves to a 21.547. 21.698 puts Main now on top of the time charts.
We were talking about Lou Morgan. He was directly involved. He and his brother were longtime car owners and were involved in the Arms Camp Speedway out of near Alexandria, Indiana. You can still see parts of that racetrack if you know exactly where to look. So it's part of a very interesting lineage. Out now, this is car number 12. Jerry Powell, the entrant, Powell Racing, the sponsor. It's a Beast with Kircher Chevrolet. This is Jake McElfresh. Jake McElfresh, the 2019 CRA Street Stock champion. He's had great success at Anderson Speedway. First sprint car race came in the 2020 season.
White flag's going to wave here. McElfresh comes across, goes to the top, 21.684. McElfresh ran back here earlier this summer on June 17th, Pat. Looks like a 15th place finish in that one.
Yeah, finished 14th in the 2021 Little 500, so that's nothing to sneeze at for Jake McElfresh at car number 12.
McElfresh's second lap brings him 21.661. That breaks the average to 21.673. McElfresh, 21.673.
So again, we'll
correction, the average on McElfresh, 21.698. 6.98. Okay. McElfresh, the quickest, with 21.673.
Chris Jagger from Warsaw, Indiana, out in car number 27. That's the J&N Stone sponsored car. Chris has got a beast chassis, and he has Chevrolet power under the hood. He was finished in the 8th position in the Auto Value Sprint Car Series Midwest Wing Series champion. 23080 for the little 500 event. He's a medical engineer in Warsaw, Indiana.
Gets even quicker on lap number 2 to 22.802. And as you see these drivers working from the slow part of practice all the way up to the fastest, lap time's getting quicker and quicker every single time a car goes out.
So a big look at Chris making his way back in the pit area. So that was third quick overall. So qualifying continues here. And that'll bring out the 53 machine he calls Denver, Indiana home. This is Justin Harper. Justin Harper in the TCJ Racing Inner Cart GRP chassis, SOS graphics and design. That's a Qualistar chassis with Kircher Chevrolet power.
Harper comes by, clicks off a 22.794. Quickest lap we've seen so far here in qualifying.
Came out of the micro ranks at US 24 in Circuit City Raceway in Indiana. He's ran the Rumble in Fort Wayne 2019. He was the Auto Values Super Spit Rookie of the Year.
Goes even quicker on his second lap, Pat, 22.325. That puts the average at 22.560. That's going to be third quick now.
So again, we're working from those who posted slower practice times as we welcome former night before the 500 winner, Mike Fedorchak, to Lucas Oil Raceway in Indianapolis. Good to see you, Mike. And here we go. That's Tom Hansing, by the way, waving the checkered flag. That's car number 45. He calls New Palestine, Indiana home. That's the Hallmark Motorsports car. Wilhelm Construction is the sponsor. He's got a beast chassis with Engler Chevrolet power. The driver car number 45 is Mark Hall.
Mark, our 6 car to take time here in Fathead's Iowa qualifying, Pat, as he comes through turns 3 and 4. Looks for the white flag from Tom Hansing. He's our 6 car out, but he's the quickest after one lap, 22.633.
Pretty interesting because he had a little bit of rumbles as he crossed the start-finish line as we watch Mark Hall's line as he powers it in turn number 3.
Remember, it's all about the 2-lap average here. So it's whatever he can do on his second trip around the track. 22.633 first time by, 22.566 he'll improve on his second lap. That gives him an average of 22.600. That's good enough for fourth quick.
It's going to be fun to see who makes any kind of dramatic jump, particularly those who did not post fast practice times, whether they made the appropriate adjustments and find some additional speed when it counts the most in qualifying. That is certainly the goal. Man, it is just a gorgeous night with the 78 cars on hand. Then I'll bring out car number 13. Again, this is the great veteran, Joe Ligori, in the Sunshine Trailer Park. How long did Ralph have that sponsor? Indy Powder Coating, SRI Indy. He's got a Hurricane chassis with Kircher Mopar power.
Ligori makes his way across the start-finish line here. Lap number 1 for Ligori. Quicker again, 21.636. That takes him to the top.
His grandfather was truly a NASCAR pioneer, tried so hard to qualify for Indianapolis, but set a world record for a sprint car in the big left turn Langhorne Speedway in 1957.
As Ligori crosses the start-finish line, lap number 2, is a 21.539. That gives his average a 21.588. Right to the top for Joe Ligori.
And Joe's carved his own name in the sport, as we mentioned during the practice session for the Midgets in particular. His grandfather raced at the second generation 16th Street Speedway, and in the 90s won at the Speedrome. He won races in 5 different decades. Did Ralphie the Racer Ligori. He'd be awfully proud of Joe, who spent a lot of time with Grandpa in the summers here in Indiana. Out now is a gentleman who was last year's Silver Crown Rookie of the Year. He's had plenty of sprint car experience in his native state of Colorado. This is Brian Gossel in the 6G machine. That's the BG Automotive, BG Products, Simpson Race Products. That's a Beast chassis with Parker Chevrolet power.
I'll tell you what, Brian Gossel did a great job controlling that car down into turn number 3. 21.734 first time by for the driver of the 6G from Fort Collins, Colorado. Going to watch for him to work through turn 3, maybe just a tick differently this time. He enters a little bit later. Tries to roll as much speed as he can here through the north end of the speedway. 21.734 first time by. Lap number 2, 21.589 for Gossel. That gives him an average of 21.662. That is second quick on the board.
Brian's had plenty of experience on both dirt and pavement. He's ran with the ASCS series in Colorado. He's also ran on the pavement with the Auto Value Group. So pavement, dirt, doesn't matter. Brian's ready to attack it. We'll see him in the Silver Crown ranks a little bit later. And qualifying continues. Out now, one of the absolute great veterans from Peru, Indiana, the Gamester Racing GRP chassis. Gamester's Green Gable Village Mobile Home Park. This is a beast with Chevrolet power, former national midget champion. The author of 1 career USAC sprint car victory, and that came at the Kokomo Speedway. This is Russ Gamester.
Gamester drove her in deep over there on turn number 3. Gamester's first lap, 21.328.
He'll make some history in the Silver Crown Series later. He's won here in Silver Crown Series competition. It's been a family operation for years. Russ Gamester, a great veteran racer.
First time by for Gamester at 21.328. Lap number 2, quicker, 21.304. Punching in the numbers. That's an average of 21.316. Not a lot of math to tell you that's quickest on the 2-lap average aboard. It's fun, this format, working from the back of practice to the front.
Yeah.
You're just seeing everybody get quicker and quicker and quicker, and lap times fall every time a new car comes out on track.
Hey, is that K-Rob back there trying to fire?
I believe it is our 10th car to qualify.
Come on, Kyle.
There it is.
Yeah, Kyle Robbins. He's another former Silver Crown Rookie of the Year, the Magnet Tool of the Machine. 17 car. So here's K-Rob. Newcastle, Indiana driver, KR Racing. Magnet Machine and Tool, as I said. Willwood disc brakes. That's a Beast chassis with Jackson Chevrolet power. He's had some good runs this year in Silver Crown competition. Well-respected and well-liked driver among his peers.
White flag's going to wave here, Pat. First time by for K-Rob. 22.133 first time by. This is his Pavement Sprint Car Series debut, having never raced one of these cars.
Right.
Getting a little bit more familiar to it here on lap number 2 of qualifying. First time by for the driver of the 17R. 22.133 coming around. 21.832. Big improvement right there for Robbins. Looks like it's going to put him 6th.
So K-Rob's going to bring that pretty kind of gray and orange car, burnt orange car in. So this is a gentleman who's raced sprint cars. He's ran midgets. He's fresh off a hard charger board in Silver Crown competition in Selinsgrove. Former Neymar's Midget champion, UMARA TQ champion. From Pendleton, Indiana, this is Travis Wellpot. Ernie Gorman Racing, Smith Family Farms, Advanced Skip Payne Consulting. The sponsors, this is a beast with J&D Chevrolet Power. Travis Wellpot sliding through turn 4.
Yeah, the 18 stepped out on him there for just a moment. Wellpot's first time, 22.302. That's his first lap around. Going to really try to pick up the pace here as he makes his way through turns 2 down the back straightaway. Russ Gamester on top, total time of 42.632 when you put both laps together. Wellpot 22.302 coming down the line. Second lap is going to be a 21.719. Where's that put him overall? That puts Wellpot 7th aboard the number 18. So good lap there for Travis Wellpot. Cool to see him and Kyle Robbins and a couple other guys, Pat, as you mentioned, racing here for national points in the Silver Crown Series, but getting a midget put together and coming out here and chasing the $50,000 for running 2 classes.
I don't have to look very far to tell you that's Shirley, Indiana's Brian Vaughn, and the Freddie and Kathy Carbony entry. That's JT's Trucking and Excavating Gray Auto Beast Vaughn Chevrolet, because you can always pick out Brian on the racetrack. Pretty car 71.
Vaughn's our 12th car to take time here in Fatheads Iowa qualifying. He motors down the back straightaway, works his way through turns 3 and 4.
He's been in the Little 500 and raced a variety of series. Been on the pavement, got a little wiggle there coming out of 4.
Vaughn's first lap, Pat, 22.260. We'll see what he can do and if he's able to improve or not here on his second trip around.
Yeah, he hustles it in turn number 4, got a little bit sideways, but he was carrying speed to do that as he drifts up a little closer to the wall this time by. Sort of comes downhill here. Let's see if this is better.
It does improve. Lap 21.976, his second lap for Vaughn. That puts car number 71 8th on the time chart out of the 12 cars we've seen so far. And an important point to remember, Pat, as drivers struggle to keep it underneath them over here off turn number 4. Same set of tires for qualifying and the race tonight.
Well, this gentleman's had a lot of success in his career for Newcastle, Indiana, car number 1 for Randy Neal, Neal Metal Recycling Memorial Park Golf Course, Armstrong Farms, the sponsors Beast Mopar. He's an Xfinity NASCAR truck ARCA veteran. This is Dakota Armstrong. 2004 Kenyan Midget champion. He won the Anderson 400 back in 08. That was a 400-lap midget race.
Armstrong's first lap, Pat, is a 21.471. Armstrong started 6th back here on June 17th. He improved 1 position to finish 5th in the first feature of the year for the pavement sprint cars.
11 seasons ago, he was the ARCA Rookie of the Year, Dakota Armstrong.
21.471 first time by. 21.530 his second lap. That gives Armstrong a total time of 43.001 seconds. Second quick.
Boy, he had a real wiggle there as he tried to come deaccelerate down into turn number 1, and sometimes a couple of wiggles like that, and the next thing you know is you hear a sound that sounds a lot like thump.
Russ Gamester on top to go to Armstrong second. Ligori, Gossel, and McElfresh. Your fast 5 after the 2 laps put together.
This one may be a quick one because this guy is one of the most accomplished pavement racers in the country when it comes to sprint cars. This is Aaron Pierce, car number 26 from Muncie. That's the Sam Pierce owned machine, Sam Pierce Chevrolet. Sakai Alley Trial Lawyers, Logical Systems Incorporated. That's a beast with Pierce Chevrolet Power. Aaron Pierce.
Pierce, another one of the drivers coming around and running double duty here this weekend. Pierce's first lap, 21.199. He looked really strong at the end of Silver Crown practice as the track saw the Silver Crown cars take to the track the final round. Pierce's first lap, 21.199. It's a really great opening lap, quickest we've seen so far. Comes around, goes even quicker, 21.060. And with that, Aaron Pierce takes over the top time.
No surprise, he's a 2-time Auto Value Sprint Car Series champ, National King of the Wing, Sprint Car champion. His first championship came 20 seasons ago in Neymar's Midgets. He's been a Silver Crown winner in his career, Aaron Pierce. Well, Tanner Fern's back out at car number 55. Scored the 55F from Shelby Township, Michigan. Tanner Fern's racing the entrant, Sam Bernstein Law Firm, and Motor City Auto Transport, the sponsor. That's a beast with Stanton Mopar Power. Tanner Fern's.
Fern's the first driver of the 5 that we've gotten to see who's chasing that $100,000 as she's entered in all 3 categories here tonight. Fern's first lap, 21.001. Great lap for the 55F heading down the back straightaway. Going to try to improve here and break that 21-second barrier. She is 1/1000th of a second away from doing just that. Fern's at the line on lap number 2, 21.241. Slows down just a tick, but it's good enough, Pat, to put her on top with a combined time of 42.242. Fern's the quick average.
Yeah, she's good. 10 years ago, she won the Indianapolis Speedrome champion. Before that, she'd been a D1 Midget champion. She's a rookie there in Spartan Speedway in the state of Michigan.
Talked about she's one of the 5 chasing that $100,000. We'll see the rest of your 4 other challengers come up here in just a little while.
Out now in car number 32 from Danville, Indiana, Mike Hamilton, the entrant. Longtime sponsor, Curtis Motor Sales. The sponsor, that's a beast with J&D Chevrolet Power. This is Nick Hamilton. Nick outstanding on the pavement. Good to have him with us.
Nick got that number 32 sitting down really solid out of turn number 4, 21.502. Not the quickest first lap we've seen, but he's going to work around on lap number 2 or try to improve every bit he can. 21.502. For reference, Fern's first lap was a 21.241.
Yeah, his recently retired brother turning some riches tonight on this car.
21.393. Hamilton does go quicker on his second trip around the track. It's going to put him 4th overall with an average of 42.895. Nick Hamilton 4th to Russ Gamester, Aaron Pierce, and quick time is still the 55 at Taylor Ferns. It's starting to get serious now, Pat.
Yeah, now this is where we start to see who's got what, and it'll start with this guy in car number 77. In the Nord Enterprises, Glen Farms Lycan Energy Solutions car. A beast chassis with big Chevrolet power. He's won 11 times in this oval. This is the great Cody Swanson.
Swanson comes into tonight leading the AJ Foyt Championship here at Lucas Oil Raceway. He's out in front of Bobby Santos, 107 points to Santos's 98. Swanson comes around here to complete lap number 1. First trip around, 21.202. That's good, Pat, but still not the quickest first lap we've seen.
No, but we'll see what he can do in lap number 2. First one here, I know, at least in 2010 in the Bookie Pack number 11 car. Here comes Cody Swanson. Let's see what he can do.
Swanson improves to a 20.900. First car into that 22nd bracket, and that will put him on top. Swanson, your new quick time.
Yeah, last year he was the Auto Values Sprint Car Series champion. He also won for the second year in a row the Dave Steele Non-Wing Championship race down at Showtime Speedway in the state of Florida. Little 500 winner, so he's been outstanding in pavement sprint cars as well as what we know he's done in the Silver Crown Series. Out now is a guy who's had plenty of success. He's a former Turkey Night Grand Prix winner in the midget side of things in Noblesville, Indiana. Amanda Weiss, the entrant MPV Express, VMS Rod Ends Ultra Shield competition suspension car. This is Billy Weiss.
Weiss comes around on lap number 1. Hey, good lap here to kick things off. 21.307. The driver, the 12W, gets a good head of steam out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. 21.307, first time by.
Hard for me to say out loud, but 20 years ago he was a Speedrome champion. Began his racing career at the age of 5 with Billy Weiss.
Lap number 2 improves, Pat, 21.062. That'll put Billy Weiss 4th on the board, aboard car number 12W.
Tony, that's a guy that got no less than Roger Penske to come to the Indianapolis Speedrome and sign him to a development contract.
One guy that I would not expect to bump into at the Indianapolis Speedrome is Roger Penske.
He did.
I'm going to be honest with you there.
Yep, but he did. All right, qualifying continues, and this is going to get interesting as we continue to go up the ladder. He first ran here with the USA Modifieds, where he was known as the Kid, from New Haven, Indiana, the Kohler Motorsports, Kaylor Reynolds, KRJ Race Products, Pro Strip entry. That's a beast chassis with Kircher Chevrolet power. This is Chris Neuenschwander. So here comes Chris. Chris Neuenschwander goes to the head of the class, 22.196.22, 196. So the kid still has it. Outstanding pavement sprint car driver, open wheel racer, and Neuenschwander right now at the head of the class. Let's see what Chris can do. Chris's second line is quicker, 21. Screen's flipped on me there, but I can tell you he's at the head of the class.
Neuenschwander, 12th.
Second lap was 22.196. So sorry, that is 12th quick for Neuenschwander. Tony's been doing the screen, got a little confusing. This is Tyler Rohrig. He won this year's Little 500, and obviously an opportunity to see a quick time here in the Clad Enterprises number 5 Willwood Disc Brakes Lucas Oil BMRS car.
Rohrig's first lap, 20.884. It's a really good opening lap there.
Yep, the Rocket, as he's known, the 2020 overall Auto Value Speedway champion, as we mentioned, 2021. Little 500 king, Tyler Rohrig.
Rohrig's going to come off at turn number 4 and improve 20.713. Really good stuff there. That puts Tyler Rohrig on top out in front of Cody Swanson.
Outstanding pavement late model driver as well, the Rocket. So we expect him to do well as he's going to move into the Silver Crown Series ranks tonight. He has plenty of experience in those long distance races. Out now, car number 7. Yep, that's the 7C machine. He calls Newcastle, Indiana home. The Randy Neal Metal Recycling, Memorial Park Golf, of course, Armstrong Farms car. That is Caleb Armstrong. 2014 Silver Crown Rookie of the Year.
Caleb's our 21st car to go out here in Fatheads, Iowa, qualifying nearing the end for the championship sprint cars. Lap number 1 for the 7C, 21.242. Armstrong's first lap, 21.242.
He's won sprint car races at the High Bank Winchester Speedway. That tells you all you need to know about this driver. He has the nerves of steel to win at that High Bank joint as he powers through turn number 4.
Lap number 2 for Armstrong, 21.046. Good lap there. That puts car 7C 5th, right in front of Billy Weiss, right behind the 26 Aaron Pierce. 5th quick for Caleb Armstrong.
Looks like Tanner Swanson is snaking around in that Nolan Racing number 4, Kiko Coatings, Goodrich, K&N Filters. That's Beast Chassis with Tranter Chevrolet power. So Tanner Swanson's been one of the best in the business at this racetrack with that very familiar canary yellow number 4, and his run is underway.
And practice wrapped up. You saw Tanner go 3rd quick. Lap time of 20.914 was this driver's best trip around the track back in practice. Swanson in that number 4 coming off of that last corner. White flag in the air. Swanson 21.296 first time by.
It's interesting. Listen to him work the throttle here at this racetrack, and the way that you approach the entrance and exit in pavement racing is a pretty vital thing. It's exactly where you pick it up, and here he comes. They'll try to prove on lap number 2. Top's already away from the checkered flag.
21.296 first time by, 20.960. Boy, improve he sure did, Pat. 20.960. That puts Tanner Swanson in car number 4 in position number 4 with just a few challengers left to go.
Yeah, I thought he struggled a little bit at 1 and 2 in that first lap. Now, that's my perception. It could be dead wrong, but just hearing the engine note. But nonetheless, he certainly rectified things in the second effort. Well, this guy is going to make some noise, you think? Out now in car number 22, it's Bobby Santos III. Bobby in the DJ Racing, Brown & Miller Racing Solutions, Simpson Race Products. That's the beast with Speedway Chevrolet power. And we have lauded his accomplishments all day long, and appropriately so.
Santos coming around to complete lap number 1 here. Picked up the feature victory back on June 17th. His first lap is a 20.959. Bobby Santos coming around. He scored the win back here on June 17th after picking up the Fatheads Iowa Quick Time Award in qualifying.
You know, and that was a big win for him because you could tell he was a little bit tired at the moment of running second or third to Cody Swanson. And I've seen Cody Swanson have that same demeanor with Bobby.
Santos goes quicker on lap number 2, 20.826. Deadly consistent, and that puts car 22A second quick behind Tyler Rohrig. Good stuff there for Bobby Santos, man.
He's just good. This guy's been pretty good today. As we continue this qualifying effort, getting down to it in the SFHR Development Speedway Indoor Karting Hartman Oil KRJ Race Products entry. Interestingly enough, that's a Nalon Chevrolet with beast power. That is Kyle O'Gara.
Yep, O'Gara, your last to go out on track here in qualifying for the sprint cars because he was quickest in practice. O'Gara laid down a lap of 20.898. He's going to come around here to complete his first lap in timed qualifying. 20.898 is what he did in practice. Lap number 1, 21.041. But we saw Bobby Santos, Cody Swanson, all these guys pick up a lot of speed on lap number 2.
You know, as I look down at the pit lane and I see Travis Wellpot lined up, a reminder, you can come back out and make another run at it.
That is true. We haven't even highlighted that fact as drivers can go back out and try to improve here. O'Gara's second lap, 20.929. So O'Gara finds speed, but he will be third quick when everybody has made one rotation.
We're going to need racing scribe and a full-time accountant, Kevin Oldham, to join us here as we're going to have some interesting calculations to contend with as we now go through this second round.
Yeah, and the important thing to hit on is drivers are not withdrawing their best lap. They can only improve, basically, so there's no funny business heading into the invert later tonight.
Yeah, no surprise you see Kyle Robbins also pulling up, given the trouble he had. So Travis Wellpot coming back out.
Yeah, Travis Wellpot in that number 18. Saw him once already. We've seen every driver entered work through the queue at least once, and they're going to get a second crack at it should they choose to take it. But if they do not improve on their second attempt, they will be able to maintain their first attempt's time. Wellpot comes around 21.977, his first trip around the track.
Good shot of Travis Wellpot working in his office down the back straightaway. Those familiar refinery tanks in the background along a part of the whole landscape at Lucas Oil Raceway in Indianapolis.
21.977, first time by 21.623. Where's that going to put Wellpot overall? Hey, so there you go. The gamble paid off, Pat.
Picked up a couple spots to Travis.
Travis Wellpot was 19th when he originally went out. After his second attempt, he improves to 17th quick, so it can pay off to go back out on track.
Yep, here comes Kyle Robbins to do just that. He hustles down at turn number 4, 17R officially for K-Rob.
I did get a look at the monitor before they reset it 19th quick, first time out. So we're going to see if Robbins can have the same magic that Wellpot had as the track gets covered in cloud and a lot more overcast over the speedway now. Buddy. So this could help. Robbins 19th quick, his first time out, 21.633 first lap by.
By the way, it looks like I see that 77 lined up down there as well. So
you do. Kyle Robbins coming out of turn number 4, taking a look at it. Tom Hansen shows him the checkered flag, 21.633. Does not improve, 21.671, so deadly consistent. But is he able to improve from his 19th place attempt first time by? 20th. So no, he will not improve. That's a situation where he went out, he tried it again. He'll stay in his original attempt.
He'll stay with that original time, but that'll see if that stands up. Yeah, he was really solid at the wheel on that second lap.
So Pat, there's a reason I don't teach math. Wellpot or Robbins actually able to improve. He goes 14th after originally being 19th his first attempt out. So the gamble pays off for Robbins as well as he gains a lot of spots and goes up to 14th.
So qualifying continues like Justin Harper out.
Yeah, Harper first time by 22.039 in the number 53.
So that's the Denver, Indiana driver.
I think you're seeing a lot of guys that weren't happy with their first attempt really just learning, hey, we can still do this much with the car,
right.
and they're able to get away with it. Harper's second lap is a 22.212. Yeah, Harper's going to jump up to 21st aboard the 53, so another improvement. Yeah, one spot as he was originally 22nd at the start of his first attempt.
Out now, car number 13. This is Joe Ligori. He's going to take the Sunshine Trailer Park Indy Powder Coating SRI Indy car out for another round. Here comes Joe.
So Ligori was 13th after his first attempt. We're going to see what he can do here on his second trip around, or his second attempt rather. His first lap, the first time was a 21.636. Hey, 21.434. So he comes out swinging on his first lap of attempt number 2.
He came out of the gate hot.
21.539 was his second lap of his first attempt. He's already improved considerably on his first lap here in attempt number 2. Coming around 21.434 first time by. 21.435. Wow. Talk about consistent. So we're going to see where that puts him. Ligori should improve to 11th by my math. By my math, I say Race Monitor's math. 11th. There we go. We're getting it sorted out slowly but surely.
Well, this now it gets really interesting because here comes Cody.
So Cody Swanson in the 77 sits 4th before he goes back out.
Right.
Oh, possibly time expired? So that's not Swanson going back to a qualify for the sprint cars. That's done. So it sounds like the reason that Swanson's sprint car is sitting down there at the end of pit lane and unable to qualify is they simply ran out of time.
No, but if you're in line, you can get to go.
Yeah, you were just saying it, Pat. It's going to be interesting as Swanson takes that 77. Swanson and the team take the 77 back, but it sounds like the ruling coming from next door in race control is out of time.
It's like the gun went off.
Yeah. 4th quick was what Swanson was trying to improve on. And that means that sprint car qualifying is now complete. The Midgets will get ready to take time for their session of Fatheads I Work qualifying. So as it stands now, with qualifying complete for the sprint cars, Tyler Rorick, your little 500 champion from earlier this summer, sits on top. Bobby Santos right behind him, second quick. Kyle O'Gara third. Cody Swanson was attempting to take another shot at it, but he will stay 4th quick. Taylor Ferns in the 55 is 5th quick. Tanner Swanson 6th. Aaron Pierce, Caleb Armstrong, Billy Weiss, and Russ Gamester. The top 10 at the end of sprint car qualifying. Midgets will have the track next. And it'll be the same formula You will not see this be the case in Silver Crown. So drivers in the Midget series will be able to, everybody's going to work through, they're going to go from the slowest recorded lap time in practice all the way to the fastest recorded lap time. That's the order. It's going to be reversed from practice. So if you were slow in practice, you're going to be the first out in qualifying all the way down. And then once everybody's seen the track once, they're going to open up a second line. And if you would like to take a second attempt, you're eligible to. But if you do not go quicker, it will not remove your best lap. That first attempt will be what you stay with. And then when we get to a Silver Crown qualifying, that second attempt will not be the case. You're going to go out for one run, 2-lap average, and that will be how we line them up heads up for the feature later on tonight.
So again, just a little bit of a break before we get into midget qualifying. And again, just remember, PJ1 Pole Award, $500 for the pole winner for the sprints. Brown's Oil Service Championship Midgets and the Championship Sprint Cars. That's courtesy of PJ1. Brown's Oil is your official Indianapolis area Sunoco race fuel dealer. Well, Taylor Fern's out at car number 55F in Shelby Township, Michigan. Sam Bernstein Law Firm, B. Stanton SR11X. She had a lot of trouble during her hot lap practice sessions, and it looks like maybe that's continued, Tony.
Yeah, Fern's coming down the back straightaway, coming back into the pit area. So she looked really good in sprint car qualifying. And as I said, she's one of the 5 drivers you're going to watch get to race for $100,000 tonight, thanks to Fatheads Eyewear. But they're going to take that 55 back to the pit area and talk to Taylor, probably pop the hood, see what's going on there. And in just a moment, we're going to kick off qualifying for the Midgets as they get everybody lined up there at the end of pit lane. Again, it's a reverse order from speeds in practice. So quickest will go out very, very last, which proved for pretty exciting stuff in sprint car qualifying, I think. And everybody basing around a 2-lap average here.
It takes a little time to calculate that average. It's been a little bit clunky at times, but the concept's interesting.
I got my toes out. I've got Richie's toes getting used to count. But the good news is it's a beautiful evening, and we're at a racetrack, and we're having a lot of fun. This is going to be super exciting as we continue to work through qualifying, which is about to resume here. And then, man, we got a lot of good racing when we get to our features tonight.
No matter what format you use, the best cars always get to the front.
Absolutely.
All right, Tom Hansing already waving the flag. And that's going to bring Ryan Shulkulski in car number 75, the Spring Valley, Illinois driver, Epic Electric Service Corporation. He's got a hog chassis with Crew Esslinger power. Hog chassis, the great Mike Stryker. Here we go.
Ryan comes around, lap number 1. Pat's going to be a 24.778. Keeps it right up around the top of the racetrack here, trying to get as much speed and momentum wound up out of that number 75 as he can. Gets down the back straightaway, and when we line them all up here and go racing for 50 laps, what looks like a pretty wide racetrack at the moment is going to get a little bit more narrow. Shilkowski coming out of the final corner, 24.778. He improves to a 23.889, your first car out on track.
Yeah, he's a third-generation driver. He's graduated the University of Northwestern Ohio. He's been a mechanic in the IMSA ranks. 2018 POWRi Rookie of the Year 4 series that involved production engines. That's going to bring up the driver who was the Lawrenceburg Speedway Sprint Car Rookie of the Year a year ago. That's David Bybit. He calls Cincinnati, Ohio home. That's Dorn Enterprises, Intercar, Glen Farms, Lycans Energy Solutions, the sponsor. He's got a beast chassis with Biggs Chevrolet power.
I'll be honest with you, Pat, when I heard Saban Bybent's name on the intro list, I was super excited and super surprised because, as you said, he's made a name for himself racing on the high banks at the Berg at Lawrenceburg Speedway, and he's done everything down there, non-wing, wing sprint car racing. First time by is a 22.861 for the Cincinnati driver, and so to hear that he was getting behind the wheel of a pavement midget, right. Very cool, and I'm super happy to see him continuing to expand and get behind the wheel of different race cars.
Whoa, very loose there.
Saban comes by that first time, 22.861. We'll see if the sidestep over in turn 3 hurt him. It did not, 22.366. That puts him out in front of Shilkowski. First time, 77, comes across 22.366.
Qualifying continues. There's a party going on behind us, Tony, and we've not been invited.
Yeah, unfortunately, we're going to keep the partying on track.
It's a great day here.
You know, see our third car come out here for Fatheads that were qualifying, but trouble as that driver ducks down back onto pit lane.
Yeah, we've had a couple stumbles out of the gate in this qualifying session. Again, just a reminder that Brian's Oil Service is your official Indianapolis area Sunoco race fuel supplier with a complete selection of leaded and unleaded fuel from 98 ethanol free to 118 octane high performance gasoline. Brian's Oil Service not only fuels your race cars but also offers on-site fuel delivery to local farms, businesses, shops, and construction sites. Brian's Oil Service, fueling the growth of Indiana. Out now in car number 9. Takes a checkered flag. This is a 3-time NEMA Midget champion, the Seymour Performance Products Beast, Circle Performance Machine Esslinger. This is Johnny Zick from Minden, Massachusetts. Works for the Hershey Corporation. For a living.
It's a pretty sweet job.
No kidding. Well put.
Zeke comes around, first time by, 22.302.
He's won a couple of races already this year in NEMA, including the Iron Mike Memorial. Big race in the NEMA ranks, a very proud and distinguished group, and been at the Midget game for about 68 years.
Zick makes his way to the start-finish line, 22.302. He improves, 22.162. Good job for John Zick. He is our third car to take time, and Fatheads I were qualifying for this, the Midget category.
His dad won the Jim Warren Award for dedication to racing and family and was a 3-time Mechanic of the Year himself. And his dad, John Sr., is down in the pit area tonight. Both played basketball at Lemoyne University. Well, the familiar orange and black Western Speed Racing colors from Fresno, California. This is Cody Gerhardt. Cody in the Houston Precision Fasteners Lucas Oil sponsor car. That's a beast with Esslinger power. Cody Gerhardt.
Garrett comes across the line. First time, 22.387. 22.387 for car number 60, first trip around.
2010, he won 3 Ford Focus championships, including on the pavement. 2016 Western Wing Sprint Car Series champion. He's a 4th generation racer.
22.141. Gerhard picks up the pace. 22.141. That's going to put him second. John Zick stays on top in car number 9.
I checked the career stats. I think that senior averaged more points in college than junior. They'll have to sort that out themselves. Nice people, really deeply involved in the sport. Well, Tom peers down as the sun starts to get a little bit lower in the sky here. And out now, that's the guy who's won twice here at Lucas Oil Raceway. His dad was one of the best. His grandfather, a great racer too. This is Chuck Gurney Jr. That's Jeff West, Intercard, Nitro Alley, Indy Performance Composites, RPM Designs. That's a beast with Stanton SR11X power.
Gurney coming around on lap number 1, Pat. It's going to be a 22.071, man. He keeps it right up there on the top of the wall, or on the top of the track, close to the wall through turns 1 and 2. Motors down the back straightaway, 22.071. Really good lap.
Has worked for Keith Koontz Motorsports.
Yes. Little bit of a bobble on the exit of 4. Gets it going in the right direction. 21.727. Good lap for Gurney.
He has been really fast here in his career. A driver that probably needed a few more opportunities, really, to be honest with you.
That second lap, it was so good, paired with obviously a really strong opening lap. Of course, gives Gurney Jr. in that number 51 the top time early here in the midget qualifying.
Let's bring out car number 47. This is the 2020 NEMA Midget Champion from Suffield, Connecticut. Bertrand Motorsports, JRT Transportation, Project 44, New England Turf, the sponsor. This is Todd Bertrand.
Actually, Pat, I think this might be the 47D, Nathan Bird.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Bird in the 47D, 22.094. He ran 20th a little while ago back here last time we saw him at Lucas Oil Raceway when he ran the Carb Night Classic, which ended up being contested on the Saturday morning before the Indianapolis 500. Bird, 22.094 first time by. Second lap improves 21.992, and that's a really good run. That puts Bird second on the time charts.
That's Team Cardew. Todd Bertrand, my apologies. But he gets it done. Second lap, and he's going to be a busy guy tonight as well. Again, 26 midgets signed in tonight. And out now at car number 99. This guy's been a USAC UMARA midget champion in his career. The Gas Racing High Performance Lubricants, Gas Performance Parts Beast, Speedway Mopar from Auburn, Illinois. We see him in sprint cars as well. This is Mario Klauser.
Yeah, my producer, Devin Berkeley, came back to the Flow Racing van and he said, Mario Klauser's number 99 midget is so cool looking. I agree with him. This 99 is sharp. Really classic feel to it. 21.893 for Klauser, first time by.
Bandit Quarter Midgets is the age of 5, won 3 national championships. We've seen him do a variety of things. Had success this year in War Sprint Car competition on the dirt.
That 99 was dancing on him a little bit there. Comes around 21.975. That's good enough for second, though, overall when the 2 laps are done. So Klauser bumps Nathan Bird to third. Klauser will put the number 99 second early here in midget qualifying. Cool-looking car for sure.
See that track record you're watching on Flow, the Chris Schultz record set many years ago. That record is never in danger. Just telling you like it is. Car number 40, this is Blake Brandon from Morgan Hill, California. Western Speed Racing, the entrant. Brandon Corporation, Lucas Oil, the sponsor. That's a beast with the Ray-Pro Esslinger power plant. Blake Brandon, car number 40.
You know, we got to see Blake run with us a little bit during NOS Energy Drink Indiana Midget Week in that number 40. Really cool. Talk to me. Says he sometimes feels a little bit more comfortable on the pavement. 22.907 for the driver of the number 40. Brandon's first lap, 22.907. Works his way down the back straightaway.
2016 Western HPR Restricted Champ. 2018 Western Speed 2 Rookie of the Year.
Brandon coming off turn number 4, gets it squared up, looks at the checkered flag, improves to a 22.853. Where's that put him when it's all said and done? Brandon, 7th quick in the number 40.
Glad you've joined us as people continue to file in here, as 78 total cars on the grounds tonight for this amazing promotion, the Hoosier Classic, with the $100,000 challenge courtesy of Fatheads Eyewear. And it's so much of it begins right here at qualifying as we establish track position. Tanner Swanson out in the 7K machine. He's been a midget winner here. Kingsburg, California driver. Petrie Motorsports, the entrant. Kitty and Reva Irwin, the sponsors. Westside Tractor also on board. This is Spike Toyota.
Swanson comes around first lap. It's going to be a 21.519. 21.519 for Swanson. He is going to be our 10th car, check that, 10th car to take time in Fatheads Eyewear qualifying. Works through turns 3 and 4, wants to roll as much speed as he can right through the top side of the racetrack. 21.519 at the line. Picks up some speed, Pat, 21.460, and that's going to be enough to give him the top of the time charts.
Yeah, very good, and good to see him here. Nice to see Kitty and Reva Irwin involved in this enterprise. Kitty Sr. at chassis for a number of years, I think called a Predator. Often carried number 7. I think we might get Todd Bertrand this time. I got him earlier. And this is the guy we mentioned. He's been the NEMA champion. Boy, good shout out to NEMA, who have really supported the pavement midget racing here. Some of the top drivers from the Northeast Midget Association have certainly come in force.
Bertrand streaks across the start-finish line. Bertrand's first lap, 22.192.
He performed in the clubhouse at Thompson Speedway. First race at Seacon Speedway. First champion Billy Eldridge in 1953. They've been racing ever since. This is the guy who won the championship last year. Part of a great lineage of midget racing.
22.192, first time by, improves to a 21.703. That's going to put Bertrand 4th aboard the number 47 car here.
Yeah, good racers, so good effort there.
Well, and you said it, Pat, so much of your chances tonight for that $100,000 comes down to Fatheads Eyewear qualifying.
Yeah, obviously with the longer races, that gives drivers more mid-pack a better chance, but you like to start out where there's clean air in front of you and not the problems that you might encounter early on. They can ruin your night in a hurry. Well, we've had plenty of 7 machines on the racetrack. Dalton Armstrong was 7A. Newcastle, Indiana, C&A Motorsports. Maristim, Armstrong Farms, A-Team Excavating. That's a beast with Stanton SR11 power. Dalton Armstrong.
Armstrong comes across lap number 1. It's going to be a 21.881. It's interesting to see how everybody's working on turn number 3 on their second lap here as far as entry point, when they get on the brakes, what they do over there on that side of the racetrack. He dives in a little bit lower, Dalton Armstrong just did, I feel like, than we've seen through qualifying here. Boy, it helps him carry a ton of speed, though, off turn number 4. Armstrong improves to a 21.782. Where does that put the 7A? Second. Good laps there for Dalton Armstrong. The 7A ends up second right behind Tanner Swanson in the 7K.
Yeah, he's had great years in stock car competition. He's a former winner of the famed Redbud 400 at the Anderson Speedway, that back in 2016. Well, here's another of our NEMA competitors from Medway, Massachusetts. The Mike Trainer Inner Sprinkler Filters Local 550 Santos Auto Body Spike Circle Performance Machine Esslinger. This is Jake Trainer. Jake has been in victory lane with NEMA this year and he's the current point leader in NEMA lights.
Jake coming around here, lap number 1. It's going to be a 21.844. We saw him run sixth here not too long ago.
Yep, winner this year at the new London Waterford Speed Bowl, a famous track in the Northeast. Had some good performances in NEMA in 2020, and this year just following suit.
Trainer finished sixth behind Justin Grant out in front of Josh Wise back here at the Carb Night Classic. Lap number 2 improves, and it's going to be enough to put car number 8 in that second position. So everybody getting quicker here as we work through qualifying, but man, Tanner Swanson setting a really good mark early as he's out in front right now. Jake Trainer second, Dalton Armstrong third, Chuck Gurney Jr. fourth, and Mario Klauser in that 99 is fifth.
Yeah, and I don't remember what exactly Tanner did in the practice session, but given the fact that we used that to set the qualifying order, it's a fair bet that things were very different qualifying. And man, did you see that wiggle there?
Well, I think the wiggle came as a result of seeing Tom Hansing showing him the yellow flag.
Oh, there you go.
So a trouble out on the track as they're going to have Kyle O'Gara check up here before he gets a chance to fire off his 2 laps in Fatheads Iowa qualifying. O'Gara making his way down the back straightaway. He was coming around to see the green flag to begin his 2 laps of qualifying, 14th car.
Yeah, Tom is looking straight back. So, something that's got Tom's attention is something on the backstretch or something, and occasionally a driver will come in and make a report that there's some sort of difficulty there, some piece of debris or something. We're speculating. We don't know.
No, I think you're right, Pat, because we did just see a safety worker with Lucas Oil Raceway run out there quickly and come back into the infield. So they're going to – sounds like they're going to give O'Gara the instruction to start to wind it back up again.
Yeah, it was debris. That was the signal from race control. I thought he just got completely sideways coming out of there, but he saw that yellow flag and sort of reacted appropriately. So here comes Kyle. He's a former USAC Pavement Midget champion.
And he drives the 1BR for SFHR Development, Big Red Liquors, Speedway Indoor Karting, and KRJ Products on the side of his Beast. With a Stanton SR11 underneath the hood, O'Gara, when he's not driving, he's managing the wide world of Speedway Indoor Karting. Lap number 1, 21.435. Hey, that's a really good lap to kick off here in Fatheads Iowa qualifying, 21.435.
Yeah, again, he was a winner this year at Showtime Speedway earlier in the year, 4th in the 2020 Little 500. He was 3rd in the 2009 Ford Focus National Championships. He's an accomplished race driver, particularly on the pavement.
21.435 improves to a 21.349. Good stuff there for Kyle O'Gara, and that puts the 1BR to position number 1. O'Gara, the quickest through midget qualifying.
Well, I tell you, Kyle O'Gara, who's one of the drivers who's doing all 3, is doing his part in the early going.
Yeah, he was quickest in sprint car practice, but we didn't even see him in the top 5 at the end of midget practice, so finding a lot of speed here for qualifying.
Well, out now is Cole Carter. That's right, that's the 3rd generation driver. Both his maternal and paternal grandfathers were outstanding racers. He's out of car number 7. That's the Bertrand Motorsports JRT Transportation New England Turf car.
Carter's first lap clocks in at 21.620. Not bad, not the quickest first lap we've seen here, so we're going to see what he's got here on his second trip around.
He won 5 quarter midget titles at his early age. Has ran the Freedom 100 and Indy Lights Series competition. He's served as a spotter and driver coach professionally.
21.620 improves to a 21.537 for Cole Carter. Good, and it's good enough for third quick. So he'll slot in behind Kyle O'Gara and Tanner Swanson. Not a lot of cars left to go here in midget qualifying, folks.
But the ones that are left are ones that were fast.
Yes, yeah.
So we'll see what happens here. And that quest begins because here comes Nick Hamilton in the 7KR. Nick Hamilton, Danville, Indiana. Petrie Motorsports. Kitty and Reva Irwin, Dare to Dream Foundation. That's a Beast with Stanton SR11 power. His brother helping turn some riches tonight.
Nick comes across the line, 21.525. First lap for the 7KR is a 21.525.
2014 Stars Midget Association Rookie of the Year, 2017. He was one of the winners at the Rumble in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Winter time indoor midget race, keeping that long tradition.
7KR looks stuck, and it improves to a 21.414. Hey, that's going to put Nick Hamilton second quick right behind Kyle O'Gara. So Nick Hamilton lays down a really good second lap, and that puts the 7KR second quick in front of Tanner Swanson, now in third.
We talk about that indoor race at Fort Wayne, the original War Memorial Coliseum, the site of the very first ever United States Auto Club sanctioned event, 1956. Out now in the 3 machine. He's your defending Silver Crown Series champion, second in points now. Most recent national midget winner for Nick Bohannon Racing. Nick Bohannon LLC. VersaLiftRentals.com. That's the beast with Etzinger power. And this is Ione, California's Justin Grant.
Yeah, Grant coming off of turn number 4 here to get it going. Lap number 1 is a 21.734 for Justin Grant. He ran 5th here back on the Carbonite Classic after starting that race up on the front row. He's going to work down the back straightaway and see if he's got anything left here on his second trip around.
Has pavement midget experience in his days with the Bay Cities Racing Association.
21.668, so Grant picks up the pace there on lap number 2. That is good enough to put car number 3 5th on the time charts as we near the end of qualifying. But as you said, Pat, he's the most recent winner with the NOS Energy Drink National Midget Championship, and that was on a very tight little bull ring out at Clyde Martin Memorial in Lanco.
There was a few mangled race cars and a few mangled nerves.
You could fit a lot of Lancos here at Lucas Oil Raceway Park.
But it's a cool place. This guy's a cool driver. He's a former USAC Midget and Sprint Car Series champion, Riverside, California. For Alex Bowman Racing, Valvoline Brown & Miller Racing Solutions, and Smith Titanium are the sponsor. Beast with Stanton SR11X Power. He's currently 4th at AJ Foyt Championship points. This is Josh Wise.
Josh Wise finished 7th back on the Carbonite Classic. Started 7th, finished 7th. First lap, 21.423. Yeah, he's not messing around here as he's going to go to work on his second lap nearing the end. Josh Wise ended practice 4th quick with a best lap of 21.491. He's currently working on a 21.423. He comes out of the 4th and final corner. Can he improve here at the line? 21.250. Wise goes even quicker than he was in practice, and he will take over the top spot here with only 3 cars to go.
You know, he does a lot with driver fitness. That's one of the areas that he has moved in his post-NASCAR career, speaking of Josh Wise. And I must confess, when I first heard he was going to come back and race here, I thought it was a novelty. Maybe he'd do it one time. Obviously, he's pretty darn serious about it and doing a good job.
And I think another big part, what I understand about Josh's help with drivers is not just the physical side, but the mental side of getting a driver into the right spot. And I think, Pat, with your and I's illustrious driving careers put together, of which there aren't any, you would agree that qualifying on an oval is maybe one of the most mentally taxing things.
Tony, I have to just point out that I won a media race here in a truck.
Apologies.
Yeah.
I apologize.
It was a stellar field.
I'm sorry.
Of ancient individuals who could barely make it to the truck.
Ancient individuals. That's not nice.
I've qualified for that. This guy does not. This is the driver in car number 29 in the Seymour West Indy Performance Composites K-Tron, Dino Tomasi. Fabrication car, B Stanton SR11X. This is Bobby Santos the third.
Santos was third quick in practice this afternoon, laying down a lap of 21.485. He comes around to complete his first lap, 21.521. Puts a little bit more heat in those Hoosier tires, gets a little bit more grip. This could be a really good lap here, Pat.
It could indeed, and this guy just knows how to dance around and find the quickest line around this racetrack. He just doesn't follow the same pattern if it doesn't seem to produce the speed he wants.
21.521 improves to a 21.396. Josh Wise will stay on top, though. Bobby Santos, the third, clocks in third quick here with 2 cars left to go. So it's Wise, O'Gara, Santos, Hamilton, and Swanson, the Fast Five.
Well, here he is. And again, he was quick early. This is T-Mez from San Jose, California. Thomas Mesrall, that beautiful entry. Keep an eye on him. He's a former Bay Cities Racing Association champ, RMS Racing, and Envirofam. Response Management Services, Engler Machine. That's a beast with Speedway Toyota power. That is a beautiful car, but pulling in.
It is pulling in. Thomas Mesrall coming slow down the back straightaway, and he's going to hit the RMS pit stall, which is very early on back there through turns 3 and 4. Mesrall looked really good back here as he ran second to Cody Swanson.
Oh, yeah. Now he'll have that chance to go back out, but he doesn't want to have the mythical gun to go off and tell him that that is over.
Yeah, getting a report from our producers that Mesrall making contact with the wall over in turn number 1.
Yeah, did not pick that up here.
So they do not have a lot of time, as Pat hit on, to try and get that car ready, because now our fastest car from practice, Pat, is on the track.
Yep, Jerome Rodella is the entrant. Rodella Fabrication, Trent Shore and Company, the sponsors. That's a Gerhardt chassis with Ed Pick Toyota power, and that is Cody Swanson.
Swanson victorious here at the Carb Night Classic. Thomas Mesrall got up out of his car, got on his knees, and bowed to the driver of the 25. Swanson, quick time, first lap out, 21.185.
Wow.
When you compare that to his time from practice, 21.291, he's already faster one lap in.
Unbelievable. He's really carrying some speed into turn number 4.
Swanson comes around, 21.185. What's it do on lap number 2? 21.212. Very consistent. He will not improve on his second lap, but it's enough to take over the top spot. Cody Swanson now with quick time. We're going to try and get a replay of Thomas Mesrall making contact with the wall here on turn number 1. It's going to be tight, though, as we've got our group of cars now. Here it is.
There goes T-Mez.
Just
a
barely.
little kiss in the wall there, but that's all it takes.
Just barely. And now, Pat, we've gotten into the second line of cars who are going to attempt to beat their own first attempt here. It looks like the first one out is going to be the 99 of Klauser.
Yep, Mario Klauser's going to do duty here and try to see if he can move his position on the grid forward for that. Well, we don't know because there'll be a Hitford as well, so he'll just try to improve his spot for now.
The 99 comes by. First lap is a 21.769. Again, this is the 99 of Mario Klauser. See what he's got here on lap number 2. So 12th quick is what Klauser was after his first attempt. 21.769 improves to a 21.639. So 12th quick is where he was. Where does he end up?
Quickly calculating.
Looks like 9th quick, so good improvement there for Klauser. Good improvement there for Mario Klauser. And again, so much of this, Pat, I think comes down to the guys and the teams who go out there, they're not really happy, and they see that they've really picked up, or what they can do to pick up a lot. They go out and they lay down great laps.
This is a series in which you're not looking at a lot of computer data. You're listening to the driver saying how that car was just performing. This is Johnny Zick. And yeah, Johnny had a time that I thought he would improve upon, given the fact that he's a 3-time Neiman champion, 2-time winner in 2021 with that esteemed group.
He was 15th quick after his first attempt. We'll see what Zick can do here. Comes around, first lap, 22.230. It's a little bit slower than his first lap from his first attempt. And he's going to wave it off.
Yeah, he's good enough. So he won't be hurt. But then here comes Thomas Meserol hustling up. Won't that be exciting if he can get out there and post a lap?
Yeah, because as we learned in the first round of qualifying with the sprint cars, there is a, quote-unquote gun they will fire. Yeah. And if you're still in line but not out on the track, it doesn't matter.
Right.
You have to get in, and I think the time for that is going to be 7:25 here for these midgets. So 6 minutes less, just under 6 minutes, and I'm getting the thumbs up from race control. So, yes, 7:25, you have to be out on track if you want your attempt to count here.
I tell you, boy, you can see the sun shining off of that Meserol car. It's just a beautiful piece, as we've said. And once again, coming out now is Cody Gerhardt.
So 16th quick is Gerhardt's time that he's going to try and beat here. That's where he was after his first attempt. And so much gets told in that first lap, Pat.
Yep. As
we saw Gerhardt just wave it off after his first attempt. 16th quick, first time by here for Gerhardt, 22.190. Little bit slower, just barely though, 22.141, his first trip around the track. He's going to keep his foot in it though and try to improve here. Hey, when we understand what's going on, this starts to get a little fun. This starts to get a little exciting. Let's see if he can improve here. 16th quick, coming around. 22.190 improves to a 22.086. That's going to put him
wheels are turning to my right.
15th.
Boy, oh boy. You think Thomas Meserol is shaking that leg in that 7 car ready to get out? I bet he is.
Yeah, because he's behind a few other cars down there, Pat, in that line. It looks like at least 3 cars.
Taylor Fern's now out in car 55F, Shelby Township, Michigan. She's had just a little bit of trouble with that car all day long. And it doesn't sound like it's going to really be able to do what she hopes, and she pulls it.
Yeah, there was a no time for Fern's that first attempt, so unfortunately the second attempt will reflect the same. No lap times getting laid down. But that's good news if you're Thomas Meserol, who also got no time. 4 minutes to go here, less than that. As the clock reads 7:21. One of the cars in front of him, I do believe it is Justin Grant, his RMS teammate on the national midget side. Grant, the very first car right in front of Meserol.
Todd Bertrand coming out. 13th for Todd.
A 47 car taking a moment to come to life, but it does.
I'm just laughing to whether or not there's any negotiation going on between Justin Grant and Thomas Meserol. We'll see.
Bertrand, your 13th car, or 13th quick car after round number 1 of qualifying. Let's see what his first lap was. Bertrand's first time by in his first attempt was a 22.192. Remember, folks, they got to keep the same tires on they qualify with to race. First time by, 21.786. Good improvement there for the 47 of Bertrand.
Yeah, so Todd knew very much he had more in the tank and trying to get all of it right now on that second lap.
So he's already improved on his first lap. His second lap from his first run was a 21.703. Comes around at the line, 21.584. This is going to be a good improvement for Bertrand. He jumps up to 8th. Great gamble there for the 47. They go from 13th to inside the top 10.
Nathan Bird, 14th quick, his first time out.
Bird originally slated to contest all 3 series here tonight and try to go for that $100,000. Not going to be the case. He's going to run in 2 of the 3 categories on track here. Again, 14th quick, it sounds like, for Bird after his first attempt. Lap number 1 of attempt number 2, 22.018. He's going to slow down. It was a 21.992 during his first attempt, comparing the first lap times. 22.018, first time by here on attempt number 2. Comes across the line, 22.018. Improves to a 21.890. That's going to end Nathan Bird right there in the 14th position. So nothing lost, nothing gained for going back out on track and trying it again. Couple cars still to go. They've got 2 lines of them, and it's 7:24. So less than 60 seconds on the clock, and there's a real good chance here that, I can all but guarantee it, Meserol's not going to see the track.
Yeah, there's a little bit of conversations going on down trackside right now. We've got our eye on as this qualifying continues. Tanner Swanson out in the 7K.
Swanson was 6th quick after his first attempt, Pat, 21.347. Hey, that's an improvement on lap number 1 from his first attempt. His first lap was a 21.460 on his original run in qualifying. So that's good, 21.347. His second lap was a 21.519. Swanson at a turn number 4, 21.519, 21.413. So Swanson in the 7K is going to jump to 3rd from the 6th position after his first attempt. He improves 3 positions up to 3rd. And as my iPhone shows 7:25, I do believe that will conclude midget qualifying, and that is the sign from race control. They are done. So Justin Grant, one of the drivers that was in line to get back out and try to improve, but Thomas Meserol, we can see him right there. They've already come back out over by turn number 4 on pit lane. He will not get a lap time in midget qualifying, so he will have to work from the back. But he's unfortunately not the only driver who saw no time. Annie Breidinger, Tyler Nelson, Brett Sanderson, a few of the several that did not make it out and record a time here at Fatheads Eyewear qualifying for the midgets. So one group of cars left to take time here at Fatheads Eyewear qualifying. It will be the USAC National Silver Crown Series as they get ready to race for the first time in 6 days. Most recently competing at Selinsgrove Speedway in Selinsgrove, Pennsylvania, where Logan Seavey was victorious. That was the 5th race of the 2021 season. Seavey, a guy that wears the Fatheads Eyewear colors on the side of his number 22 for Rice Motorsports. Seavey running well at Selinsgrove, getting the victory. CJ Leary running 2nd after breaking his own track record in Fatheads Eyewear qualifying. And then it was Jake Swanson running 3rd last week out at Selinsgrove. Busy times if you're a Silver Crown racer. Another week will go by and we'll be racing again out at the Illinois State Fair.
So Cody has been the fast qualifier 5 times in a row here at this racetrack. He knows it pretty well. By the way, race car drivers know that seatbelts save lives in the front and the back, every seat, every time. Always buckle up. We want you to arrive alive. This message brought to you by the Indiana Criminal Justice Institute.
Just about another minute or so, and qualifying will begin for the Silver Crown Series. This, the 6th round of the 2021 season. Coming into tonight, Cody Swanson is your championship point leader. But, Pat, it's kind of tight up there at the top of the championship battle.
I'd say 259 to 258. And, boy, I tell you, it's great for Logan Seavey to be here to appear on the Lucas Oil Raceway, because we've mentioned this several times on broadcast. For those of you who may have missed this, last year, if Shane Cottle would have raced at Salem Speedway, he would have gone into Springfield, Illinois with a chance to win the championship. Championships are often won by the fact that you show up each and every race. And in this series, that means earned payment. So Logan, after that big victory in Selinsgrove, third in points, opportunity for him to do well here. If he could do that performance we saw in Selinsgrove at Springfield and DeCoy, he's going to be right in the mix.
Shane Cottle sits fourth in the championship standings, and then K-Rob Kyle Robbins, bolstered by a top 5 finish back at Williamsgrove. He sits fifth in the standings. David Byrne ran third here back in May. Byrne, the driver from Shullsburg, Wisconsin, is sixth in the point standings. Shane Cockrum, the Chief, was the victor back at Williamsgrove during the Eastern Storm Sprint Car Championship within a championship. Cockrum sits seventh. Travis Wellpot in that number 18 is eighth in the standings. Austin Niemeyer from Sylvania, Ohio is ninth. And Big Daddy Chris Wyndham, former series champion with the USAC Silver Crown Series, he rounds out the top 10. Silver Crown track records at Lucas Oil Raceway look like this. The one-lap qualifying track record was set back in May of 2000. Jason Leffler went 121.667 miles per hour. He got around this track in 20.298 seconds, and that is the time they'll all be chasing in regards to track record status here in Fat Ed's Eyewear qualifying. $100 on the line. Thanks to our friends at Fat Ed's Eyewear. They're making this whole night possible. $100,000 on the line if you win all 3 features. 5 drivers are eligible to do that. You're going to hear from them as the night rolls on. But as we get ready for Fat Ed's Eyewear qualifying, they have laid down $100 to the driver who sets fast time during qualifying for each and every USAC Silver Crown, National Sprint Car, and National Midget qualifying session here in 2021. Also sounds like our friends at PJ1 kicking in $1,000 for the driver who sets quick time in qualifying. So that's very cool. Big thank you to them. Folks, Dirt Draft is the first and only fantasy racing app where you compete against fans from all over the world by choosing a team of 5 drivers for each USAC event. Based on the driver's results you pick for tonight's event, you are awarded points that you can use for real-life USAC tickets, broadcasts, merchandise, and much, much more. Download the Dirt Draft app now or visit dirtdraft.com and use the referral code USAC when signing up to get your first month of Dirt Draft for just $2.99. That's for those of you watching back home on Flow and those of you here at the track with us tonight. Pull out your smartphone and select the Dirt Draft app in your app store if you don't already have it, and you can play, and you can't win if you don't play. ProSource has put up a $2,500 year-end reward to the driver who passes the most total cars during the feature events throughout USAC's 2021 Silver Crown National Sprint Car and National Midget seasons. Cars starting to come to life here, and Fat Ed's Eyewear qualifying set to begin for the USAC Silver Crown Series. 2-lap average, once again, the name of the game. But here in Silver Crown qualifying, you will not be able to go back out and try to improve on your best lap time. What you do is what you do. Ready to get going here. First car out is the driver from Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania for Berkheimer Racing Subway Auto Body, Rich Wine's Garage, and Macri Concrete on the Beast with a Chevy underneath the hood. The number 31, this is Dave Berkheimer. Berkheimer having trouble during practice, not able to get out, and so he's going to come around here, lay down his first lap. Berkheimer goes a 26.348 on his first trip around the track.
Dave Berkheimer, a veteran of 18 Silver Crown Series starts.
$26.348 first time by for Berkheimer. Let's see what he can do on his second trip. Wow, picks up a lot. $25.716. So Berkheimer, your first car out here in Fat Ed's Eyewear qualifying, getting ready to roll on. This is the last group of cars to qualify. You've seen the sprint cars, you've seen the midgets, and now it's time for the USAC National Silver Crown Series. Up next, driving the number 42. This driver is from Abilene, Texas. Day Sign Company Beast chassis on the side of his Beast with the Chevy underneath the hood. Car number 42 is driven by Jake Day.
And Jake Day heads down the back straightaway. We had our flow cameras on him quite a bit in the early practice sessions. as he slides around through turn number 4, heads towards the white flag.
Day's first lap, 23.926. And Pat, you talked about it's really interesting to watch these guys as they've got these big, heavy Silver Crown cars underneath them, making their way down the straightaways into the corners. This car is going to change a lot as the night goes on for 100 laps.
No doubt about it.
Day's second lap improves, 22.906. So that will take over the top spot here as he's your second car out to qualify.
Coming out now in car number 11 from Goodyear, Arizona, Busy Man in the Hamilton Bird Racing Birds. American Best Value Win. Sonic Day Sports entry. That's a beast with J&D Chevrolet power. This is Nathan Bird. Particularly here, we've seen a lot of Nathan Bird in 2021.
Yeah, no kidding there. Bird's first lap comes by 22.078. Really good first trip for the driver of the number 11 from Goodyear, Arizona.
Good to have long-time USAC scorer and IndyCar scores Andy Griffith with us today.
Bird comes out of that final corner, flies across the start-finish line, 21.643. That moves the 11 to the top spot here in qualifying.
So just with the added wrinkle of the 2 laps of our traditional qualifying session here is Mike Higginbottom from Levittown, Pennsylvania is out. John Higginbottom, Belmont's Garage, Robinson's Racing Products. That's a beast with a PME SP2 Chevrolet power. Mike has made 27 career starts. Had a 10th at Williams Grove this year.
Yeah, he did, and he ran 12th, the most recent race with us. Higginbottom's first lap, 22.913. That 12th place came after starting 17th at Selinsgrove Speedway. Yeah. And that was a race that stayed green for a really long time. And so Higginbottom doing work early and then able to maintain that spot just outside the top 10 all the way to the end of last week's 75 lapper. Higginbottom, 22.913 at the line, improves to 22.391. So when you put them together, that puts Higginbottom second on the board.
Out now the 06 machine, last year's Rookie of the Year for Fort Collins, Colorado. Brian Gossel, the entrant. BG Automotive, BG Products, Simpson Race Products, the sponsor. That's a piece with Parker Chevrolet Power. This is Brian Gossel. At least last year, the crew chief was Mike Hirsch, member of the Colorado Motorsports Hall of Fame. Longtime Midget entrance. White flag is out.
First lap for Gossel, 23.317. As Pat said, Rookie of the Year and Most Improved Driver with the Silver Crown Series last season.
Yeah, he had a big start last year with a great run at Selinsgrove to kick off the year that propelled him to that Rookie of the Year honor.
23.317 first time by. Second lap, much better, 22.773. Gossel slots into third.
Boy, a nice field of cars tonight for this round of the Silver Crown Series, part of the very, very highly anticipated Hoosier Classic. Out now, K-Rob. Kyle Robbins, car number 7. KR Racing, Magna Machine, and Tool Willwood Disc Brakes. It's Beast with Jackson Chevrolet Power. Kyle Robbins, he's also a former Series Rookie of the Year.
Robbins highlighted his season with a 5th place run. Comes around here first time by 21.997.
Yeah, that 5th at Williams Grove that had an 8th place run at Winchester. That's what you need to be a top runner in Silver Crown Series, and that's why he currently sits in the 5th position in points.
K-Rob comes out of turns 3 and 4 here. Sun continuing to set, but it's always a good idea to have your Fat Ed's eyewear sunglasses on. Kyle Robbins, 21.932. That's a really good lap. He'll stay second, though. Robbins slots in behind Nathan Bird.
Well, one of the great veterans of our sport from Fortville, Indiana, Brad and Tara Armstrong's Armstrong Garage, Fat Ed's, H&H Drywall Beast, Claxon Toyota. This is the great Eric Gordon. Man, what a long and illustrious career this guy has. He's won here at this racetrack. 145 career starts in Silver Crown competition.
Gordon comes by to click off a 21.584, his first trip around the track, and you talked about it already, Pat, but they had heartbreak back at Winchester.
Yeah, they did, and that's a place where Eric's ran a lot. He's had just terrible luck there that night. He's had 24 top fives in his Silver Crown Series career. He's won at the Milwaukee Mile. He really slid through 4.
21.584 slows down to a 21.679, but it's still good enough. Eric Gordon puts the Brad and Tara Armstrong number 99 on the top.
It's Tony Arani. We think that's Annie Breidinger. We had some confusion whether it was Tony or Annie, but nonetheless, the sisters. Here we go.
Car number 80, Annie Breidinger, behind the wheel, first time by 22.418.
That's Wilwood Disc Brakes Breidinger Promotions Beast J&D Chevrolet car.
We'll see what Breidinger can do here as she brings the number 80 off of that final corner. 22.418 improves by 0.4 down to a 22.058. See where that puts Breidinger. Slots into the 4th position. So Breidinger right behind Kyle Robbins, right in front of the 24 of Mike Hagenbottom.
And now car number 32 from Tampa, Florida. This is Joe Ligori. Roger Williams' owned machine. Lucas Oil E3 spark plugs. Big Squirt Power washing the sponsors. That's a beast with Williams Chevrolet Power. Joe Ligori. Jolton Joe.
Ligori comes around, Pat. First time by 22.011. Good lap for him there. We've already seen Ligori once out on track with us here as he's pulling double duty.
Yeah, this is a series that he really concentrated on a few years ago. In fact, he came out here one night and raced essentially in a dirt car and did a credible job.
22.011 first time by. Second lap improves to a 21.854. So the driver from Tampa, Florida will sit third after his 2 laps here in Fat Ed's Eyewear qualifying.
Out now at car number 51. If he puts it in the show, and he should, it will make his 200th series start. He's been a winner here at Lucas Oil Raceway in Indianapolis. This is Russ Gamester. 6-time winner in his career, 35 top 5s, versatile on dirt and pavement, former national midget champion.
Gamester comes across lap number 1, 21.435. When you compare that with a lot of the laps we've seen to kick things off, that's pretty stout. Russ Gamester in that 51 brings it down the back straightaway.
Now Dave Darland, number 1 all-time with 201 starts.
Gamester improves to a 21.284, so cuts just nearly 0.2 of a second off, and that's good enough to put the 51 now on top here in Silver Crown qualifying.
Malcolm Lovelace turns the wrenches on this 81 machine. Entered by the BCRA Group, Flint Trucking, QS Quality Components, Duncan Oil, the sponsor to beast with Kircher Chevrolet. This guy had his 2nd place run at Williams Grove, won his 2nd Silver Crown race, the opener at Sealands Grove last year. This is Shane Cottle.
The throttle comes by to complete his opening lap. It's a 21.883. That's a really good first trip around. Last time we raced here was back in May. It was the first race when the rain and the weather and everything else finally gave us a break for the 2021 Silver Crown Championship. Cottle ran 8th here, and as Pat said, he went to finish 2nd behind fellow Shane Cockrum at the next round out at Williams Grove. Cottle's 2nd lap, 21.526, so he improves on his 2nd trip around. Cottle slots into the 3rd position behind Gamester out in front. Eric Gordon still in 2nd.
Yeah, he's been very, very consistent this year. That's why he's 4th in points. 4th generation driver from Sylvania, Ohio, in the Niemeyer Lesko Racing, Lucas Oil Center Wayne Subaru car. That's a beast with Kircher Chevrolet Power. This is Austin Niemeyer.
Yeah, Austin came out of the gates in 2021 strong, qualified 13th here back in May on the Saturday before the Indy 500. Drove up to finish 10th in the season opening round. First lap by 21.886 for Niemeyer.
He's finished in the top 10 15 times in 50 career starts. He's had great success in his career in the Midgets, like his grandfather, Jerry Niemeyer, veteran of this series, a former ARCA Midget champion.
Niemeyer keeps it wound up right around the outside at turn 4, 21.886, improves to a 21.564. That is going to put Niemeyer fourth quick on the board.
He's the 2014 USAC HPD Dirt and Pavement Midget champion. So he's had plenty of success in the USAC ranks. Here's a car Tony likes, I know. Car number 18 from Middleton, Indiana. Wellpot Racing, EGR Smith Family Farms Advanced Skip Paid Consulting Car. This is the beast with J.D. Chevrolet Power. Most recent Hard Charger Award winner, KSR and Irvin King. That is Travis Wellpot.
Yeah, 13th place finish back at Selinsgrove after starting 20th in that 75-lap feature. And Pat's right. I love the luck of this number 18, Travis Wellpot. But I understand, Pat, he's also a teacher?
He is, from a long line of educators. Yep.
Well, that makes me feel like he wouldn't like me very much.
Oh, he's a very easygoing guy.
Wellpot, 21.579, first time by. Track cooling off just a little bit here as the sun continues to set through 3 out of 4 at the line. Improves to a 21.561. And when it's all said and done, Wellpot is going to be second quick behind Russ Gamester, still out on top.
Trey House turns the wrenches of that car, a guy who nearly won a USAC Sprint Car Championship. This guy just won a Silver Crown race for the first time in car number 22. That's the DJ Racing. Excuse me. That's the Rice Motorsports, Fathead Sideware, Steena.com, Lucas Oil, Beast, Foxco Chevrolet from Southern California. Ronnie Gardner turning the wrenches. This is Logan Seavey.
Yeah, 222. Logan Seavey comes around. First lap, 21.493 when we kicked off the season back here in Brownsburg, Indiana. Logan raced from a 12th place starting position, Pat, to finish inside the top 10, running 7th. And then, as you said, 6 days off his first Silver Crown Series victory back at Selinsgrove Speedway when he stood victorious out in front of Leary and Jake Swanson. He improves on lap number 2, 21.172. Where does that put the 222? How about right on top? Good lap for Seavey.
Yeah, also had an 8th in Eldorus. He's been very consistent. Boy, the 55 car taking the slalom course through here. That's Taylor Ferd, Shelby Township, Michigan. Sam Bernstein Law Firm, Beast Stanton Mopar. She's looking for some better luck here. And again, as we've highlighted, finished 5th in the Silver Crown race here earlier this year.
Yeah, the 55 had a little bit of attitude coming out of turn number 4. Kept the attitude all the way down the front straightaway. Taylor Ferns comes around, 22.144. As Pat may have mentioned already, she's one of the 5 drivers that are entered in all 3 categories here tonight, chasing $100,000 made possible by our friends at Fatheads Eyewear.
She's been going to school for a while. I'm sure she's got some student debt she'd like to pay off. That would certainly help.
Ferns off of the final corner. Lap number 2 improves to a 21.306. And let's see where that puts the 55. 7th quick. So she'll slot in right behind Austin Niemeyer, but in front of the 11 of Nathan Bird.
And here's an opportunity for the guy who won the Little 500. He had great success in pavement late models. He knows how to run long distance races. This is the Rocket. Tyler Roaring from Plymouth, Indiana. Klatt Enterprises, the entrant. Willwood Disc Brakes, Lucas Oil, Brown and Miller Racing Solutions car. Bob East, Dave Brzezowski turned wrenches on this team.
Roar comes by, Pat, 21.212. And, you know, we'd be remiss if we didn't talk about the ride that Jason McDougall's been given this number 6 most of the year. He got the Fatheads Eyewear Quick Time Award and set a new track record at Williams Grove Speedway back in June.
Now, this is how this team is teamed up with the pavement and dirt driver and been the entrant champion a couple seasons back.
Slow, but just barely, 21.275 for Rohrig, but that's good enough to put him on top. Tyler Rohrig, now your quickest driver in the Silver Crown Series.
There's Patrick Lawson in car number 2 from Edwardsville, Illinois. That's Tucker's Automotive. Jason Fuller Images. That's a B-Spec Chevrolet. Verstein Chad Canals is wandering through the grounds. Perhaps he can offer some tips to some of these drivers trying to find a little bit more speed.
A couple of guys have really had to settle that rear end down coming out of turn number 4.
Chad, get on that.
Couple drivers getting sideways. Lawson comes by, 22.493. Pat, you hit on it already, but Patrick Lawson in this number 2 racing with support from Jason Fuller Images. Jason's a really good guy and a really good photographer wandering the grounds, recently getting engaged, so congratulations to Jason. He's here hanging out tonight watching his driver, Patrick Lawson, come off of turn number 4. 22.493. Improves to a 21.913. Where will that put Lawson? How about 12th quick?
Finished 9th here earlier this year. He's made 44 starts. This guy's awfully good on the pavement. We've already said that several times. Sam Pierce Chevrolet, Sakali Trial Lawyers, Logical Systems Incorporated, Peace Pierce Chevrolet. This is Aaron Pierce.
We've only gotten to see Aaron Pierce run with us one time this season, and that was back on the high banks in Winchester, Indiana at Winchester Speedway, the first trip ever for the Silver Crown Series there. 21.611 for the Sam Pierce Chevrolet sponsored machine. Pierce, first time by 21.611.
He's won 3 times, 101 series starts, 27 top 5s for Aaron Pierce. He's also raced extensively in the Trans Am Series, has Aaron.
Got to watch him race those down at Sebring International Raceway. 21.374 for Aaron Pierce, his second time by. Tyler Rohrig will stay out in front. Aaron Pierce slots into the 4th position.
Well, this guy is a former series champion from South Bend, Indiana. The Johnny Vance Racing Team. Great to say that out loud. Aristocrat Products, same statement can be made there. B Chevrolet. Boy, Michael Lewis did a lot of work getting this car together. This is Ryan Newman.
Ryan comes out of turn number 4 to see the white flag first time by for the Rocket Man. 21.232 aboard car 2V. 21.232. He is our 19th car to take to the track here in Fatheads Iowa qualifying.
Won his very first USAC event right here at this oval. I can remember it well as he was taking his gloves off in victory lane. Ryan Newman made his career sing right here at Lucas Oil Raceway.
Hey, great improvement there for Newman. 20.955 for the 2V, and that's enough to put Newman to the top. Ryan Newman, your quickest car late here in qualifying.
And $1,000 up for grabs for the fast qualifier, and I'm sure David Byrne from Schulzburg, Wisconsin knows that. Chewy Sandberg turns the wrenches on the Bitech Resource Management Stu's Freightliner Truck Country car. That's a beast with J&D Chevrolet power.
Byrne knows this track. He likes this track. He ran 3rd here back in May to both Cody Swanson and Bobby Santos. Byrne's first lap, 21.366. He had an abysmal 2020 season, and he's working his way around the track now for lap number 2.
PJ Wood Pool Award. That's what's up for grabs. $1,000 certainly can catch your eye. David Byrne, who's been very quick on pavement throughout his career, in sprints with Silver Crown cars, completes his run.
20.958 the time for Byrne on his second lap. That's really good. It's going to put him second, right behind Ryan Newman, and in front of longtime provisional pole sitter Tyler Rohrig. Rohrig now down to 3rd.
Well, Kyle Guerra, he's been a busy boy in Beech Grove, Indiana. SFHR Development, Big Red Liquor, Speedway Indoor Karting, KRJ Products. That's Beast with Nalon Chevrolet. Kyle O'Gara. Guy looks like he has a perpetual smile on his face. Does Kyle?
First time by here for O'Gara. The number 1 is going to go 21.518. Talked about a little bit during a previous qualifying session for the driver from Beech Grove, Indiana. When he's not driving, which is his obviously favorite thing to do, he's a major part of the operations of Speedway Indoor Karting, both over in Speedway, Indiana, as well as the new location down in Daytona Beach, Florida. O'Gara's second lap, 21.234. So he picks up the pace, and that is going to put O'Gara 6th quick after his 2 laps.
Well, here's the defending series champion and winner this year at Winchester Speedway from my own California. Himmel Garrett Racing, NOS Energy Drinks, Super Fitness. Himmel Garrett Enterprises, the sponsor of the Beast with Speedway Ford Power. This car wrenched by Dennis LaCava. This is Justin Grant.
Grant coming out of that final corner, sees the white flag. First time by for Grant, 21.355. And he was a factor, it felt like, all day when we were here back in May. He just narrowly missed off on the podium, started 4th, finished 4th. That was the season opener back here. He ran 8th at Williams Grove, had a misstep at Eldora, ran 26th, and then he won at Winchester 5th. Last week at Sealands Grove, Grant improves to a 21.189. Where does that put your defending series champion? 4th quick after his 2 laps.
That's double to Eldora. Otherwise, he'd be at the top of the points, and he knows it. But plenty of time to rebound, but you can't sleep on this guy. Car number 22 from Franklin, Massachusetts, DJ Racing. Brown & Miller Racing Solutions, Simpson Race Products, Beast, That is the great Bobby Santos III. He's a 10-time winner of this series in 59 starts, 37 top fives in 59 starts. Unbelievable.
Well, and you talk about a guy that if he were at all the races, it'd be a totally different story. Santos' first lap, 21.137. Bobby ran second back here in May to Cody Swanson. We did not see him at Williams Grove or Eldora. He ran third on the high banks at Winchester. So again, I mean, right out of your mouth, Pat, if this guy ran all year long, championships could look very different.
Yep.
Santos comes across the line, 21.137, improves to a 20.982. That's enough to put Bobby Santos to the top of the time charts.
Yeah, there we go. Now it starts. Now it gets interesting. Out now scored is the 131 from Angola, Indiana. He's a former Rookie of the Year. Jason Deach Trailer Sales, Greeks Pizzeria, Rapid Race Cars, Beast J&D Chevrolet. Man, he was good in practice, and he's had some great runs in this series. This is Derek Bishak.
Yeah, Bishak waited right until about 3/4, almost the end of Silver Crown practice to lay down a flyer. 21.149, Bishak's first lap here. We've seen him race with us back at Winchester. Started that feature back in the 12th position, ran to a top 10 result after finishing in 9th a few weeks ago.
He's only made 11 starts. He concentrates on the pavement. He's been in the top 10 6 of those times. So that's how good he is when he's with us.
21.149 drops down to a 21.024. Bishak narrowly misses out on the top time. He's going to slip into second. Santos stays on top.
Yeah, the drama starts to build. That's what makes this inverted qualifying so very interesting. Who we got? Tanner Thorson out. And Tanner Thorson in the 0-2 machine. Tanner Swanson, sorry. I didn't know what you're saying, Richie. Bowman Racing, TJ Forge, Bricker Pub, Beast Kisser Chevrolet. I've been out with the Midgets for a while.
Yeah, Tanner Swanson comes by. He was your second quickest car in practice, 20.909, right there with Bobby Santos in that sub 21 second bracket. Santos was a 20.982, Swanson a 20.909. He's going to come around here to complete his second lap. Only one car left to go. He's already fired off. Shares the same last name. Tanner improves 20.815 his second trip around, and that will put Tanner Swanson to the top of the charts.
And both Swansons lead the field with 6 victories here at this oval. And now here comes Cody. Dorn Enterprises, Glen Farms, Lycans Energy Solutions, Beast, Lancey Ford, the gentleman who's won 31 times.
Cody comes out to see the white flag first time by 20.884. Great lap for the winningest driver in the series history.
Yeah, I think he's got 32 pole positions as well. So that just tells you how great he is. 31 wins, 32 poles, 5 championships. Can he pick up an extra $1,000 at another pole?
He drops it all the way down to 20.721, and you don't even need to do the math, folks. Cody Swanson, your quickest driver at the conclusion of Fat Ed's Eyewear qualifying for the Silver Crown Series.
Yeah, 33 pole positions. That 33 has a nice number and tells me again where he ought to be spending part of his May. But there he is, the 5-time champion. He does it again for Doran Racing.
So Fat Ed's Eyewear qualifying is complete. The $100 as well as the $1,000 additional from PJ1 will go to the driver from California, the number 77 of Cody Swanson, little brother Tanner. Second quick, Bobby Santos. The third is third quick, Derek Bishak. And Ryan Newman, your fast 5. David Byrne, 6th. Tyler Rohrig, 7th. Justin Grant, 8th. Last week's winner, Logan Seavey, 9th quick, and Russ Gamester pulling double duty here tonight. He rounds out the top 10. Rest of the field was Kyle O'Gara in 11th, Pierce 12th, Well Pott, Gordon, and Cottle, the top 15. Niemeyer 16th, Ferns, Bird, Liguori, and Robbins, the top 20. Patrick Lawson, Annie Breidinger, Mike Hagenbottom, Brian Gossel, Jake Day, and Dave Berkheimer complete the 26-car field.